Have you ever wondered what our future might look like if we don't take action against climate change? Imagine a world where extreme weather events become the norm, where rising sea levels submerge coastal cities, and where biodiversity, the very fabric of life, is threatened. This isn't a dystopian sci-fi plot, but a reality we could face if we don't address climate change urgently. It's a complex issue, one that demands a thorough understanding to effectively combat. That's why we're here, to take a deep dive into the world of climate change. We'll explore the science behind it, the ways it's impacting our planet, how humans are contributing, and most importantly, the steps we can take to mitigate its effects. So buckle up for a journey of discovery and insight, a journey that could shape the way we interact with our planet. Join us as we delve into the science, impacts, human contributions, and solutions to climate change. First, let's demystify the complex science behind climate change. You might have heard about the greenhouse effect. Imagine our planet wrapped in a blanket of gases, including carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. These gases trap heat from the sun, creating a natural warming effect, just like a greenhouse. This is essential for life as we know it. But here's the catch. Human activities like burning fossil fuels and deforestation are pumping excessive amounts of these gases into the atmosphere, thickening this blanket. This intensifies the warming effect, leading to a phenomenon we call global warming. Over time, this consistent warming alters our climate, causing shifts in weather patterns, rising sea levels, and increased frequency of extreme weather events. This, in essence, is climate change. Having a good grasp of these concepts will enable us to better understand the impacts of climate change. Scene script. Climate change is not just about warmer temperatures. It has far-reaching impacts on our planet. Firstly, let's talk about rising temperatures and global warming. You've probably noticed summers getting hotter and winters less chilly. This is because our planet is heating up at an alarming rate. The last decade was the warmest in recorded history, and this trend is set to continue. The implications are immense, from prolonged droughts to heat waves, which are detrimental to both human health and agriculture. Next, let's discuss changing weather patterns and extreme events. You know those bizarre weather events making headlines? Like intense hurricanes, torrential rains, or prolonged dry spells. They're not just random occurrences. Climate change is altering weather patterns, leading to more frequent and severe extreme weather events. These events disrupt everyday life, cause massive damage, and can even lead to loss of life. Now, imagine your favorite beach or coastal city. Picture it in your mind. Got it? Well, it might not look the same in a few decades. Climate change is causing ice caps and glaciers to melt at an unprecedented pace, leading to rising sea levels. This could result in devastating coastal erosion, flooding, and even the disappearance of some islands and coastal cities. But it's not just humans who are at risk. Our flora and fauna are also feeling the heat. From polar bears in the Arctic to coral reefs in our oceans, biodiversity is at stake. Changes in temperature and weather patterns disrupt ecosystems and threaten the survival of many species. Lastly, let's not forget the economic consequences. Climate change can lead to crop failures, property damage, and increased healthcare costs, among other things. It's not just an environmental issue. It's a significant economic challenge that can affect us all, regardless of where we live. These impacts underscore the urgency of addressing climate change. Our actions today will determine what kind of world we will live in tomorrow. So let's dive deeper into the causes of climate change and explore what we can do about it. We, humans, are also contributors to climate change through our activities. We've been burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas for power and transportation, releasing vast amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat from the sun, causing the Earth's surface temperature to rise, a phenomenon known as the greenhouse effect. But the story doesn't end there. Our appetite for land has led to widespread deforestation. Trees, which absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, are being cut down at an alarming rate to make way for agriculture, infrastructure, and other human activities. This not only reduces the Earth's capacity to absorb carbon dioxide, but also releases more of it into the atmosphere when the trees are burned or decompose. Moving on, let's talk about industries and agriculture. Industrial processes often involve the burning of fossil fuels, which, as we've already discussed, contributes to the greenhouse effect. Additionally, many industries release other potent greenhouse gases like methane and nitrous oxide. Agriculture, too, plays a significant role. Livestock farming produces large amounts of methane, a greenhouse gas far more effective at trapping heat than carbon dioxide. Moreover, the use of synthetic fertilizers releases nitrous oxide, another potent greenhouse gas. In the pursuit of progress and prosperity, we've inadvertently set in motion a chain of events that now threatens our very existence. But it's not all doom and gloom. We have the power to change the course of our planet's future. We've developed technologies that can harness renewable sources of energy, and we're learning to use our resources more efficiently. We're starting to understand the value of our forests and are taking steps to protect them. We're finding ways to make our industries and agriculture more sustainable. Recognizing our contributions to climate change is the first step towards finding solutions. As we continue on this journey, it's crucial to remember that every action counts, and it's never too late to start making a difference. The good news is we have the power to mitigate climate change. How, you may ask? Let's dive into some key strategies. Firstly, we need to transition to renewable energy sources, say goodbye to coal, oil, and gas, and say hello to solar, wind, and hydropower. These sustainable alternatives not only limit greenhouse gas emissions, but also have the potential to drive economic growth and create jobs. Next, we need to enhance energy efficiency in industries and homes. Think about it. The less energy we use, the less we need to produce. This can be achieved through improved insulation, energy-saving appliances, and even smart grids that optimize energy distribution. A significant part of our carbon footprint comes from transportation. So, let's talk about sustainable transportation and urban planning. Encouraging public transport, cycling, and walking can drastically reduce emissions. Moreover, designing cities with these sustainable modes in mind can make them more livable and less reliant on cars. But it's not just about energy and transportation. We also need to consider innovations in agriculture and waste management. Sustainable farming practices can help reduce emissions and promote biodiversity. At the same time, effective waste management, like composting and recycling, can limit the amount of waste that ends up in landfills, thereby reducing greenhouse gases. These strategies are not exhaustive and they won't solve the problem overnight, but they're steps in the right direction. They're about creating a new normal, where sustainability is not an afterthought, but an integral part of how we live and work. Remember, mitigating climate change is not just about saving the planet. It's about creating a world where we and future generations can thrive. It's about healthier air and water, greener cities, and a more resilient economy. It's about equity and justice, ensuring that everyone, regardless of where they live or their socioeconomic status, has the opportunity to live a good life. These strategies give us hope for a sustainable future. Adaptation to climate change is equally important as mitigation. When we talk about adaptation, we're talking about adjusting our way of life and our surroundings to a changing climate. This includes building resilient communities and infrastructure that can withstand more intense storms, floods, or heat waves that we're seeing more frequently due to climate change. Moving on to agriculture, we need to develop climate-resilient practices. This means growing crops that can survive in hotter, drier conditions, or finding ways to farm that use less water and reduce soil erosion. Protecting and restoring ecosystems is another crucial facet of adaptation. Healthy ecosystems are more resilient to climate change and can help protect us from some of its impacts. For instance, mangrove forests can act as natural barriers against sea level rise and storm surges. Lastly, international cooperation and strong policy frameworks are vital. We need to work together, sharing resources and knowledge to tackle this global issue. Adaptation strategies ensure our resilience in the face of climate change. Individuals also have a crucial role in combating climate change. Each of us can make a difference by taking steps to reduce our carbon footprint. This could be as simple as recycling, reducing waste, or choosing to walk or cycle instead of driving. Furthermore, let's not underestimate the power of community action and awareness. By spreading the word and engaging in collective efforts, we can significantly amplify our impact. Remember, every action counts in our fight against climate change. The challenge of climate change is enormous, but so is our potential to address it. We've explored the science, impacts, and our human contributions to this crisis. We've delved into mitigation strategies and the role of adaptation in building resilience. Now, it's up to us to take collective action. We can reduce our carbon footprints, support sustainable policies, and raise awareness. The urgency is real, but so is the opportunity. Together, we can pave the path towards a sustainable and resilient future.